Hello, I'm futurist Amelia Kallman. Welcome to issue number 17 of The Big Reveal. Happy New Year. Thank you for joining me. So, lots of cool stuff debuting at the beginning of this year. First of all, on the 5th of February is the XR Summit in Amsterdam. I have produced and curated the summit, and I'm also giving the final keynote speech. So if you are interested in tickets, feel free to get in touch. Also, I'm now running the Ignition Demo Studio in the heart of East London. It is a fine venue to come and get inspired and get hands-on with the new technologies and to learn about the future. It's also available for hire. If you'd like to know more, please again, get in touch. And then finally, on the 23rd of February, I will be speaking on a panel at the event Immersed, which is a really cool concept. We're looking at the intersection of music, health, and technology. So without further ado, let's begin. Spider-Verse AR. So one of the biggest trends I'm seeing for 2019 is web AR. What this means is that it no longer requires an app to download or QR codes to look at AR. And instead, you can just, on a mobile device or a tablet, go to a website, and all of a sudden, like you have here, you have Spider-Man popped up next to you, or he's dancing around on your desktop, and you can take a picture with him. You can place him strategically around your natural environment. And this is done as part of the publicity for the Spider-Man movie, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, and I think it's a really fun, good example of how this technology is being used today. So you can go to intothespiderverse-ar.com to give it a try for yourself. Elevate. So this is Hyundai's latest publicity stunt, experiment, where they have unveiled a car that can rise up, it can walk, it can climb, and the idea is that when it comes to terrain that's difficult for actual wheels to get over, then this car just gets up and starts walking. So it would be ideal for places after natural disasters to be able to bring aid. It's a cool concept. At CES, when they debuted it, they just debuted a little model of it, so there's actually no real information about a timetable for production or how much one of these might cost. The HTC Vive Pro Eye. So HTC have continuously made new standards for virtual reality headsets, and here they have again. So this is set to release in Q2 2019, and with this, it's supposed to give the same kind of experience as you have in real life. So your eyes, how they work is one focuses and the other kind of sees the periphery, and now this happens in VR headsets. And it also means that it needs lower processing power on those peripherals, which might be a bit blurry, and more can be used on where it focuses. So this is a great thing. We already saw this with the company Varjo, so it'll be interesting to see which one gets out first. I got to try out Varjo. I've written about them before and tried them before. I am a big fan. I think it's very cool, and hopefully I'll be being able to demo the Varjo headset very soon, and hopefully maybe the Vive Pro Eye as well. AI plus BCI. So neuroscientists are teaching computers how to read words straight from people's brainwaves. In 3 recent papers, researchers have found that they were able to use deep learning and artificial neural networks to convert neural recordings into intelligible audio. So this means that people who have lost their ability to speak can actually just through a brain-computer interface think thoughts that can be turned into speech. Contactless Cup. So I think this one is really cool. So Barclays BPay technology backs up this reusable Costas cup and it is a payment device. So you can pay at Costa's for your coffee with the cup, but you can also use it to get on the tube in the morning or to pay for your groceries at the end of the day. So I think that might make it into a pretty practical accessory for avid coffee drinkers, and it turns coffee drinkers into walking billboards for Costa. It's also made from recycled cups, and they hope that this will cut down on waste from one-use cups as well and be more environmentally friendly. Bot Care. So at CES 2019, Samsung introduced 3 new bots, and Bot Care is my favorite, probably. It's an at-home medical support and healthcare assistant, and it can be used with the elderly or with disabled people. Avoiding stairs, of course. It will move around the home, monitor prescriptions, heart rate, sleep cycles. It will also be able to offer music therapy and lead you through a series of stretches and yoga even. So there's no details at the moment about how much they'll cost or when they'll be available, but they look quite promising and quite interesting, especially coming from someone like Samsung. LG OLED, because how many letters from the alphabet can we get into one title? This was actually probably the coolest thing from CES this year. It's a 65-inch 4K screen that is rollable and retractable. So with a touch of the button, all of a sudden the television appears. With a touch of a button, it goes down, and when it's halfway down, it can also turn into a Bluetooth speaker that features Dolby Atmos enabled sound system. So they haven't released how much it's going to cost, but the predictions have ranged anywhere between $15,000 and $50,000. But they are pretty sexy, and I wouldn't mind having one of those in my home. Obsbot Tail. This was another big hit at CES this year, and this is a startup. They're actually on Kickstarter with this right now, and it's China's remote technology, and it's a video cam, and what it does is it uses AI to keep track and focus on a moving object. So they're calling it the world's first auto director AI camera, and it can capture these movements up to 4K in really complex environments and be able to know what to focus on. So it has 20 AI-driven camera functions, and it also has gesture interaction capabilities, and it can allow anyone to be their own director, cameraman, and actor all at the same time. So check out their Kickstarter page if you want to know more information. Japan 2020. The Olympics are next year in Japan, which I didn't know really until I read this article, but Japan's largest bank, Mitsubishi UFJ Financial Group, they've teamed up with an American internet company called Akamai to build a blockchain-based consumer payment network in time for next year's Olympics. Something else I didn't know was that Japan is really reliant on cash. It doesn't do things like cashless or tap for payments. It's very much a cash society, and this could be the biggest experiment in blockchain that we've ever seen. So they have been doing tests, and they claim that they can handle 1 million transactions per second, and every transaction takes 2 seconds or less. And they think that they'll be able to get up to about 10 million transactions per second. So it'll be really interesting to see how that goes down in Japan. And finally, the Dag VR. After the success of a Flemish TV show called De Dag, I'm probably saying that wrong, which translates to The Day, Telenet has launched a VR group experience based on the show in collaboration with the series makers. So it's a step forward in location-based entertainment in that it works together with this live show, and groups of 3 to 6 can go inside the TV show and actually partake in this cat and mouse game between police and hostages, and they are having this experience right next to the actors from the real show. So currently it's being offered in 2 locations. Tickets are €35 each, and the sessions last about an hour. So thank you very much for your kind attention, and I look forward to seeing you next month. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe if you enjoyed this, and have a great month. I'll see you next month. Cheers. Bye.